What's up, YouTube? Today I will share with you the biggest mistake I've been seeing most people doing in the soccer card market. But before I go into the video, let me say one thing. If you can give a like to this video, I would appreciate quite a lot. If you can subscribe, that will be amazing too. You don't need to do it, but I would appreciate. So, that being said, let me start with my disclaimer. My disclaimer will be very short today. No financial advice. My opinions are just that, opinions. English is not my main language. Any types of mispronunciations, I'm sorry. That being said, let's go direct into the point, because you guys actually really enjoy when I go direct into the straight facts, into something that you guys can actually start learning at the beginning of the video. So I would say I end up choosing four cards, four rookie cards, two rookie cards for Lionel Messi and two rookie cards for Cristiano Ronaldo. Most of you guys are aware of those four cards. At this point, if you guys are not aware of Messi 7 on Bs and Cristiano Ronaldo mega cracks, what are you doing in the market, to be fair with you? But let's say, and I believe is the case, that most of you guys are aware of those cards. And I end up putting, again, those prices are not perfect, but I would say close prices for those cards at the PSA 10 and Raw, and most of them, as you can see, 4, 5k, 6k, 6k, 1, 2k, a little bit less for this card, but in general, very, very expensive cards, even if you want to buy that cards Raw and grade that cards later. That being said, I would say this, even if you believe the Messi 7 on Bs is a great buy, and I tend to believe most of you guys would share that opinion with me, that the Messi 7 on Bs is a great buy if you can afford the entry point right now. In the long run, if the soccer card market keeps growing, any of those cards will perform very well in my perspective. But that being said, you can say, yes, I believe that, but the entry point is very difficult for me. I cannot afford that entry point. I cannot pay 6k for a Messi 7 on Bs or 6k for a Cristiano Ronaldo mega cracks, and I would understand that. Getting those cards in decent condition is not easy at all. Apart from that, nowadays, the amount of scams for those 4 cards are actually quite insane. So that's even another factor. Even if you want to buy a raw card, nowadays there is so much fake, so much reprints for those cards that buying graded seems like the logical option, because buying raw is very, very dangerous. So that's automatically puts some pressure on the market for those cards. Let me say another thing. I own all of those 4 cards because I got very early in the market, guys. I was buying those cards for insane low prices, and nowadays it's not a reality. It is what it is. You need to deal with that. Since a lot of people can't afford those cards, they feel out of the Messi Ronaldo market, and I tend to believe that's actually a big mistake. There is that feeling that I'm late in the market, the late feeling. Those cards are not a good investment anymore because I'm very late on the market. Those cards actually end up already making a 2, 3, 5, 10x most of the time. So why I will invest at this point makes no sense to me. I don't agree with that, but I will explain that a little bit later. Manipulators on the market tell you those markets are not for you anymore. Are you guys getting related with a couple of influencers? It is what it is. And you should take a look at the next big thing. Look, sadly, that's not the way to go, and at all, to be fair. And if you want to build actually health in the collectible market, in the soccer card market, the new generation do not care about Messi, Pelé, Maradona, etc. They care about Foden, Rashford, Greenwood. I could put different examples. This type of narratives are actually quite strong in the market nowadays. A lot of influencers, especially American influencers, if I'm totally honest, that do not understand the soccer card market very well. I would say they actually understand the card market. They do not understand the lineage, and they try to push a narrative that actually will be good for them, but not good for you, of course. And this is the narrative you guys have been seeing in the market. You are a little bit late to invest in Cristiano Ronaldo rookies or Messi rookies, but you can still afford, I would say, let's say, again, a Foden rookie, a Rashford rookie. And keep one thing in mind, buying a Foden rookie or a Rashford rookie could actually be a good investment if you know what you are doing, if your entry point is very good. But let's be real, most of the times is not a good buy. You are overpaying for cards that have almost a fake rarity, in the sense that, oh, this card is 1 of 100, but you take a look at the market, there is 40 sets with 1 of 100, plus, I don't know, 30 parallels, colors everywhere, and you end up not having a rare card at all. Is a fake type of rarity that a lot of people tend to get caught. That being said, and I'm not sure if I'm explaining very well, but a lot of people feel out of the Messi and the Cristiano Ronaldo market, even if they believe, as again, that market is very good, they cannot afford the entry point, and they try to look to the next thing. And when you try to look to the next thing, what's the problem? You end up finding people that are manipulators in the market, that they will tell you this, yeah, you know what, actually you are correct. Cristiano Ronaldo already made 10x on the Mega Cracks card. Why would you even consider buying a card like that at this point? Invest in Foden, invest in Rashford. That's the way to go. Of course, it's not the way to go, or at least most of the time is not the way to go. That being said, they look for an easy entry point, not for value. And this is the biggest mistake in the market, okay? Most of you guys take a look at, oh, the entry point is so good, yeah, but there is no value on that card. And that's the problem, is you guys look for prices, but you guys don't look for value. I've been talking about this for a long time. I know most of you guys that follow me are aware of this, but this is a very important concept to understand. Guys, doing my content is quite difficult. Me saying those new kids are probably not the best buy in the market automatically creates a lot of hate against me, because there is a good chance that most of you guys are watching this video and you guys own, I would say, Pedro Neto rookies, Kubo rookies, Rashford rookies, etc. And I'm going against those markets. Apart from that, do you guys think a lot of content creators like me, most of them are pushing box breakers, most of them are pushing this parallel with collar? Again, is not my market at all, but you guys understand the point. Of course, I get a lot of hate because of that, but at one point I have to say this: as long you guys are with me, I'm totally fine with that, and I know most of my audience actually love the work I'm doing on this channel, and I will keep doing that work as long as I have support from you. But keep one thing in mind: what I'm doing on this video, on this channel, is something that a lot of people automatically puts hate against me, because look, let's be real. What you guys think an American content creator that pumps up the new Prism set, the new Mosaic set, or another content creator that his job is actually doing box breaks, I'm sorry. What you guys think that person thinks about me? Of course I'm a threat for that person, okay? And you guys need to understand that. I could just, again, I could go in the easy road. I could make the investing in greatness, legendary teams, top 10 series that I don't put a lot of controversial, and I end up still performing very well on YouTube. But I tend to believe my mission is a little bit bigger than that, okay? The next big thing is a fallacy. Today is the X player, tomorrow will be another player. People need to understand this. In the next year, a couple of players will completely fall out of the next big thing. Guys, for example, Pedro Neto is actually a Portuguese player, and he's a very good player. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's the next big thing. And this card sold, again, talking off the top of my head, I believe 2K or 3K. I don't see how again, there is a possibility the person actually ends up making a lot of money. Of course there is, and I want to share that with you. But I believe the most likely scenario is that person actually losing a lot of money on that card. And if you guys are caught in that type of markets, you guys need to actually rethink your strategy on the market. If the entry point is low but the value is even lower, that's automatic a bad buy in my experience. I honestly believe if people love to gamble, and for me this is gamble, especially when you start putting money in the buying a pack in a box breaker and you are paying insanely amount of I understand, it's the gamble effect, it's the gamble feeling. To be fair with you, I believe if you guys put money on the market, on the crypto market, or even, to be fair, betting, there is a likely scenario you guys have I would say almost the same return in the crypto market, probably even the better return, or at least you guys have better liquidity, which is very important. Sometimes people forget this. Liquidity on cards is something that is quite undervalued right now. People tell, I have this card, I can sell this card for 2K. I'm not so sure. Are you sure? Because you need to have a buyer for that card, and sometimes liquidity is a problem on the soccer card market, on the sports card market in general, but especially in soccer. So again, if you guys are just gambling on new kids, again, putting money on a shit coin, as people like to say, there is a likely scenario you will perform at least the same as you are performing on the soccer card market. I know this is a very odd take, and keep one thing in mind. The last bull run was so crazy that people actually have, again, a fallacy notion that they actually can predict the market. They are actually very good in understanding the new kid, understanding the market is going on that trend. Probably you are very wrong on that. You end up getting very lucky in the last bull run, me included. included, by the way, and that's the reality, okay? Again, if you are buying a card that is one of 200, that card is not rare at all, because there is 30 sets with the same amount, with the same numbered series, or even 40 colors, and in the end you take a look, there is probably 10k numbered cards for certain players nowadays. There is probably 20k colored cards for certain players nowadays. Is your card rare at all? Of course it's not. It's just something that you tend to get caught because you believe in a number and you don't take a look at the macro perspective. So, moving on. Tomorrow, and before I go, now I will share with you what I will do in the market if I actually come into the market now, right now. But before I go into that, let me say one thing, guys. Tomorrow there is no video on YouTube. Most of you guys are aware of this. Wednesdays there will at this point I will never do a Wednesday video anymore because I've been doing a weekly Q&A on Patreon, and doing 2 videos is actually very difficult. So if you guys want to check my Patreon, link below the video. You don't need to support me on Patreon. You should always expect free content on YouTube, but if you like my content on YouTube, there is a likely scenario you guys enjoy my content on Patreon. So this is just something for, I know a lot of people actually like to watch my videos every day. Wednesday will be the only day that there will be no video on YouTube. That being said, if you don't understand this, I'm sorry. In the end, Patreon is the way I support my channel, or the biggest way I support my channel, and I still put 6 videos a week. I think is quite good for a person that actually have a lot of work outside of YouTube. So, moving on. If I was entering the market right now, those are my 2 options, okay? I would go for second year cards from GOATs or relevant cards from GOATs. When I say GOATs, I'm talking Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Pelé, Maradona. You guys know, those 4 I would say are the biggest one. I guess you could put Cruyff in there. But again, stay with Maradona, Pelé, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. I think is the safest way, if I'm totally honest with you. My second option will be rookies from legends in pre-modern and vintage. For example, Luis Suarez, Iniesta, Franco Baresi, Franz Beckenbauer, David Beckham, etc., which I believe the entry point is still quite good. Oh, but those cards are not $10. Yes, if you want to invest in a $10 card, most likely your return will not be amazing. You need to put a little bit more money than that. That's the reality. Look, again, as I said, you can go to other market, or you can try to learn this market. So, in my perspective, second year cards for GOATs, in this case I will focus on Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, are still an amazing buy. For example, the Upper Deck 2003 is already quite expensive. Again, I still think is a good buy, but it's already quite expensive. But if you take a look at 2003, this is mislevel again. 2003 Cristiano Ronaldo sticker, which is the first sticker ever for Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, I still believe there is a lot of room to grow. And at one point, again, don't quote me on this, but I believe this card sells around $100, $200 at best. And I think is an amazing buy, especially when you compare with so many crazy stuff people are buying right now. For example, I love this card. I've been talking about this card for a long time. This is the first Mega Cracks card for Cristiano Ronaldo in Spain, and the first card at Real Madrid. And apart from that, when you take a look at lineage, this card have great lineage, great history, beautiful card, very difficult card to find. I tend to believe could be a good buy. Raw, I'm not sure about the prices. I would say $50, $100, around that. I still believe there is a lot of room to grow on that card. Another examples could be Lionel Messi. Look, this card, the Mundichrome one, to be fair, is a little bit overpriced right now, but the Mega Cracks one, I believe is very affordable. I haven't seen PSA 8s, again, talking from the top of my head, don't quote me on this if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen PSA 8s, PSA 7 selling for $300, $400, $500. Again, this is a second year card for Lionel Messi, great lineage, still a Mega Cracks card. Again, my advice is that if you guys feel that you guys, again, my advice, I cannot give you financial advice, you guys understand this. What I would say, if I was entering the market, this will be my plan. If I cannot afford 5k in a Lionel Messi rookie, raw, let's say Messi on bis, I would take a look at second year cards for Lionel Messi. I would take a look at second year cards for legends. Apart from that, and let's go to my second option, when I take a look at, for example, David Beckham Merlin sticker rookie, I believe that card is still insanely undervalued because David Beckham is one of the most famous persons in the world. Again, the price you pay for this sticker is the price you are paying for a numbered card for Pedri, and I believe this will perform way much better. I'm not saying Pedri is not a good player, because I actually love Pedri, but if I have to put money in David Beckham or Pedri, I would go David Beckham, no doubt. For example, I bought a Beckenbauer PSA 2 for $400. You know what I mean? Do you guys think I will lose money on that card? You could say, but that card will not give you a 10x return. Yes, of course not. But you know how difficult it is to get a 10x return. I think if I get a 2x return in 2-3 years, and I believe that's totally possible, that will be amazing for me. You know what I mean? And that's how you actually end up creating health for yourself. It's not trying to go for this the new big thing. You probably will fail. Of course, you tell, but I know a guy that bought a land for $10 and sold a land for 10k at the PSA 10. Look, of course there is stories like that everywhere in every market, but that's not reality for you, and you need to understand that. Moving on. So you can say, so by your logic, no modern at all. By that logic, the hobby will die. Look, I know this is a very sensitive topic, but I will say it. I believe modern in general is very, very overpriced. That being said, look, I still buy some modern cards. I don't share that a lot because I don't think they are actually great investments, but I still buy because I still like to see how to see new product, to see what Prism is looking nowadays, what Select is looking nowadays. Of course, I still like that side of the hobby. But again, I already have a very solid position. Potion. I already have a very solid position in the market, especially in blue chip cards like Lionel Messi rookies, Maradona cards, Cristiano Ronaldo rookies. And in that way, I'm already playing almost with house money, if you know what I mean. But that's not the case for you guys. And you guys, again, this is my best advice. Focus on this. When you have a solid position, try to speculate on, I don't know, on Pedri, on Bellingham. Those players look amazing. Maybe they will actually be the next big thing. But the reality is odds are not in your favor, okay? I buy some stuff for pure fun. I love players from the Portuguese league, for example, because I follow the Portuguese league very closely. But I know that most likely things will not work for me, and that's the reality, okay? If you want to put 90% in a blue chip card and 10% in blue chip cards, I would say, and 10% in new kids, I think that's okay? Or even 20% in new kids. But more than that, look, I don't get it, okay? Sadly, people do the reverse. They put 10% in a very decent card and 90% in speculative cards. And keeping in mind that cards by itself are a speculative asset, but in knowing that there is cards that are way more speculative than the others, okay? So the get rich quick with a lot of FOMO will probably make you end up lose a lot of money in ultra modern stuff without any value. In the end, and guys, this will be real for a lot of people. I suspect in 2-3 years from now, a lot of people will take a look. Oh man, I have so many Prism cards. I have so many Top Scrum cards, and when you take a look, you try to sell those cards on eBay, you most likely will not even make money, and that will be the reality. I know a lot of people do not like to talk about this, but that's a fact. Okay, so that being said, or at least is a fact for me. That being said, for example, I bought this card very recently. You can say, oh, that's a $5 card. What are you talking? Yes, but that's the way I like to spend money in modern. Guys, I spent 4k in a Cristiano Ronaldo rookie not that long time ago. But you guys understand why I spent 4k, okay? Because that's a blue chip card in the market. I know I can lose money on that card, but I suspect if I lose money on that card, will be in a way lower percentage that money I can lose investing in a 1 of 10 card from a new kid that I probably need to pay 2-3k to, and that will be insane for me. For example, I bought this player, again, this, by the way, I actually believe this is an awful buy, okay? But I bought this player because this player plays for Porto. The name is Vitinha. I believe the rookie is from Wolverhampton, but nowadays he's playing on Porto. I believe this kid is an amazing midfielder, and I believe there is a good chance this man can have a great future. And look, this is is a numbered card, that doesn't matter. I thought it was a beautiful card. I paid $5, and that's enough for me to enjoy the modern side. You can say, oh, do you think I should buy Vitinha cards? Guys, that's not the video for that, okay? I'm not, guys. If I had to bet, would I make money on this card? Most likely not. Can I will lose money? Look, I put $5. Of course, losing money is relative when you put $5, okay? But people are not aware of this player. And by the way, there is a great chance this player never end up making. Right now, this guy is not even doing. This guy is not even going to the first 11 for Porto. So there is a good chance I made a mistake, but I enjoyed the player, and I thought you know what, $5 for me is fine. I have a solid position in blue chip cards. I'm okay playing this game. You can say, oh, but you can get lucky and that play end up becoming the new Lampard, the new Xavi. Yeah, that will be amazing and I will be happy with that, but I don't think will be the case. But I still enjoy collecting modern as long my entry point is very, very low. So, grind pays off, and I will share an example with you. So, there is a Mundicromo card, to the second year card, 2005 Mundicromo Lionel Messi Top Liga. A lot of people believe this card is 2006 and not a second year card. As you can see, grind pays off in that sense. If you are aware, this is actually a second year card. Of course, a second year card for Lionel Messi is very different than a third year card for Lionel Messi, because as you guys know, and if you take a look at other markets, second year cards actually tend to perform quite well. So I knew this and I went today to eBay, because actually I was like, you know what, let me show an example of why if you are aware of certain cards in the market, you can still make profit with that. So I sent an offer. The guy was selling for 50 euros. I sent an offer of 30 years, I believe, or something like that, or a counter offer. I'm not totally sure. And it ended up accepting around 30 years, which was quite a good buy. So guys, I bought a second year cards for Lionel Messi for 30 euros. Total is a little bit more because of the shipping, but you guys can see how this was. Again, you guys probably understand this was an insanely good buy. Again, I have no photos of the card, but the card is actually in very decent condition. Could be a PSA 7, PSA 8, I would say, if I had to predict. Most likely not a PSA 9 or 10. A 9, maybe a 10, I totally doubt. That being said, a PSA 7, PSA 8, potential, I would say, this seems quite a decent price for a second year card. You can say, oh, will you try to flip that card? No, because I still believe a lot in the second year market for Lionel Messi. I know you guys are like, oh, I need to see that card. That's why I put a link on the description for that card on eBay. Again, there is not a lot of them. I hope you guys don't spike the market very much, but I'm sharing with you something that grind pays off, and you can still find this card in Spain quite easily. And again, this is a good example that people are not even aware of this card. I think it's a beautiful card. Because in the back says Top Liga 2006 and people think it's 2006. PSA actually, surprising me to be fair, is actually grading this card correct, 2005 Mundicromo Top Liga Foil Messi. So this is an easy example of grinding the market, okay? A second year card for Lionel Messi, $30. Amazing buy. There is no way around that. Again, you guys probably will not find this card anymore because I bought the cheapest one. So, explored market versus an explored market. As you can see, this is a second year card from Mundicromo, same as this, but people are aware of this because actually was not that long time ago, actually happening a big sale on Golden Auction for 16k, which is quite insane. Nowadays sells for 6k, which is still quite insane in my perspective. I actually believe it is a little bit overvalued. I'm talking against myself because I own that card, but I have to be honest with you. The last PSA 9 sold for 1.2k. That I think is more acceptable, and the last PSA 8 for $400, which is, my opinion, is acceptable. PSA total for this card is 44, and for this one is 11. And you can see both are Mundicromo. Actually, people are not aware of this. This set, the Top Liga foil set, is more rare than this one, the Fichas de la Liga. So it's quite insane to think about, but this card is more rare than this one, and I bought this card for $30, and I suspect I can get a 10, so I should get around, I would say, $300, $400 if I want to sell right now in the market. Of course, I need to put shipping, I need to put grading, etc., but still an amazing buy. So if I was entering the market, not the case, to be fair, this card will be one of my first buys. Again, I suspect the supply for this card is quite low, but I'm sharing with you an example that grind actually pays off, okay? So, moving on. Conclusion, guys. You guys always know the conclusion. Collect things you love, prices that you pay, values that you get. I hope this video was an important one. I actually ended up sharing with you a couple of my buys. I mean, nothing special, but look, modern, yeah, I pay $5. I'm okay with that. Second year card for Lionel Messi, $30. Guys, let me put in perspective. If you want to buy a rookie card for Pedri, a numbered card, let's say, I would say you need to pay around $100, okay, at this point. Again, talking from the top of my head, you can say, oh, I know one that is a little bit cheap. I would say $100, and you are not even getting a great parallel, but $100. What you guys think, and this is a question you guys should answer on chat, is a better buy? This one for $30, for 30 euros, not $30, but again, a little bit more in dollars, for 30 euros, or a Messi, a Pedri for $100? What you guys think is the best buy? If you guys really think it's Pedri, I mean, I'm so sorry, but you probably will end up facing a rude awakening in this market. That being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to give it a like. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.